about to start. We're about to start. 1 minute. What up, y'all? I'm here. What's up? Oh shit. I got the lid to my camera closed. Ah! Busted. Let me adjust this bullshit. Alright, cool. Got a lot of light bleeding in from the outside, but it's God's light. That's God's light. Shining a lot of God on your motherfucking ass. How y'all doing? Y'all know y'all can get my hoodies at DewanB.com, my Black American Music Family Tree hoodie. I know I promised a new hoodie, and a new hoodie is coming out, but there are like so many new genres I'm putting on my tree. I was trying to rush it out this past summer. Like, nah, I can't rush it. Hopefully I should have it to you by Black History Month. Can't rush the new Black American Music Tree hoodie. But if you don't have this version of it, you're gonna want to get it, and a new version is gonna come out, and you're gonna want that new version too when it comes out. But I know art and knowledge and history and information. It takes time. It takes time. Let me change the subject. There we go. Yeah, yesterday we were talking about the clout chasing people, everybody leaving Twitter. Well, yeah, not yesterday, 2 days ago. I didn't get to talk to y'all yesterday because I've been busy as hell getting everything ready for Black Friday. I got some dope Black Friday sales coming. I have some dope Black Friday sales coming that are going to actually start this Friday. And I'm getting ready because I have to go down to the metaverse, to the 4D studio. I got a comedy show in the metaverse at 4:30, but I'm actually going down to the studio this time to record it. Me and one of my other homeboys are going to be doing some talking shit in the metaverse. Scenes.io. I'm in there talking shit. Follow me on it if you got your Oculus glasses. Follow me, Dewan Brown. Just follow. Same Dewan B everywhere I do. Follow me. All right? I like talking shit in the metaverse. We get some things handled, but speaking of the Twitter exodus, just following up on 2 days ago show. You know, the Twitter exodus continues. Sunny Hostin, she's gone. Now you see all of these people leaving. You know the number one clout chaser had to come along behind. It ain't been a bit of clout that LeBron James has not seen worthy of chasing. What's this weird ass tweet? With so much hate and negativity in the world today, it confuses me why we still starting to think we could have not. This nigga, and now and so LeBron came out and said, I'm getting off social media. So what's the count now? You got Sonny's out, what's her name is out, Whoopi's out, Gabrielle Union. Like it's just like everybody that told us to take a needle and vote blue no matter who. Why are they all leaving? Why are y'all mad now? Y'all done spent the last I don't know how many years trying to tell us how to vote, trying to tell us what to put in our bodies. Y'all been trying to tell us all this shit. Now that the people are waking up, it's like, hey, yo, where the receipts on what you said was gonna happen? Now all of y'all like, oh, it's too much hate in the world. Man, please. Y'all weak as hell. Can't take a loss. Man, LeBron, toughen up, nigga. Oh, sensitive ass ace of. See, LeBron is an ace of hearts, so I expect him to be sensitive. Ace of hearts people are sensitive as hell. Thank God it's only one Ace of Hearts birthday in the year, and that's December 30th. And no disrespect if your birthday is December 30th. But if your birthday is December 30th, or if you know somebody whose birthday is December 30th, I'm telling you right now, that's the most sensitive motherfucker you ever want to meet in your goddamn life. And if you are of that birthday, no offense to you, that's just your role to play this time on earth, is to be the sensitive one. And that, oh, everything hurts. Oh. And please. I like it though. I like it. This shit reminded me of Yahoo Chat back in the 90s. I remember being on Yahoo Chat back in the 90s. Press the number one if you was on Yahoo or AOL Chat, specifically in the 90s. I ain't even talking about the 2000s. This is a little, I would say up until maybe say 2001. Y'all remember if you was a teenager in the chat room back then, nigga? Wasn't no block. Wasn't none of that shit. Either you had to stop acting weird or we was going to clown the fuck out of you till you left. Call you all kind of shit. The internet is returning back to them days, and I love it. Social media, Twitter, yeah, that remind me back in the day. Nigga, that's how I got on the internet, nigga, back in Yahoo Chat. Nigga, my Yahoo Chat name was, I had a few of them. One of them was Shut Your Ass Up Before I Clown You. The other one was These Nuts 81. You know, that was my name back in back in high school. I was on that shit. Shit, Facebook too. I remember Facebook. Who remember the days? Press the number one, and we gonna get to the topic at the 10-minute mark. We gonna get into the topic at the 10-minute mark. Press the number one if you was on Facebook or back when you needed a college.edu email address. Press the number one if you were on Facebook and had a .edu. You had, back in the days, you had to have a .edu. Them days. Press the number one. You also had a Black Planet account, nigga, and then and MySpace. Yeah, so yeah, you was there. Nigga. Shit, me and my wife been Facebook friends since the .edu days. And we ain't never had not one goddamn fight over no fucking Facebook. I'll be goddamned if I have an issue over a social media post in my home. God damn it. If you niggas don't learn how to handle social media and stop letting social media handle you. I remember my Cal State Northridge email address was, I think it was like Dewan Brown or D Brown at dbrown45562 at csun.edu, Cal State Northridge. Appreciate the super chat, Herbal Intellect. Yes, sir. Yeah, Andrew said you was too young to be on MySpace. Nah, that shit was for us millennials. Us millennials, we broke all that shit in. Late high school, early college. We broke all that shit in. Late high school, early college years. High school, colleges, we broke all that shit in. All right, so let's get into it. We about to talk about anti-black liberals exposed. Man, look, we got to talk about this. I have to have this discussion with y'all because far too often I'm watching these shows, like in clips, like from shows like The View and all these places. What's up, Remy? And these places, these liberals love acting like racism is only on the left and racism is only from the South. Hell nah. We got to talk about this shit. And shouts out to Thought Crimes. I saw them this. They just retweeted my stuff. I love that channel, Thought Crimes. These niggas got a cartoon picture, and they be talking that real stuff behind. I love they whole get down over at Thought Crimes. I love they get down. It's one of my favorite channels to watch, especially my long term. Like when I be dipping out for a little minute and doing long form content. Thought Crimes is probably one of my top 3 long form content channels on YouTube. So salute to them. But I want to talk about this because, and here's why I want to talk about this. The reason why I want to talk about anti-black liberals and anti-black black people like what's his name? Al Sharpton, anti-black immigrants like Cynthia Erivo. God damn, she need to grow them eyebrows back. God damn, I don't like when people talk about black women, but I think Cynthia Erivo woke up one day and was like, I'm going to be the stereotype. Gosh, don't do that to us. Well, not to us, but still, god damn. You know, anti-black liberals like Bill Maher who always act like they down, but they really ain't. Then you got bacon-fried Rosie Perez, Ana Navarro, a former Republican who's been caucusing with the liberals in the using Trump as a trope to hide her anti-blackness and she has anti-blackness. You got the Rachel Maddow style liberal who talks about oppression and we need to come together, only for the only solutions to be for basically her LGBTQ community. They seem to only be the ones, people like Rachel Maddow, she talks all this advocacy, but it seems to be the only solutions come for the people doing the hanky-panky. You know, then you got the kind like Sunny Hostin. We've been talking about her a lot because she deserves it. All that acting pro-black and we all down together, only to know that she descends from slave masters. And then when black men didn't vote the way she wanted us to vote, she came with that stupid ass comment on The View a couple weeks ago where her eyes grew like a fucking Halloween character. We got anti-blackness all around us. And I think as a people, we do ourselves a disservice when we always talk about racism, racism from the left and from the South, because what that does is it gives your liberals, it gets them off the hook, and it gets all of your POC people of color off the hook. You did. So I'm gonna let me see here. Whatever. I'm trying to pull up something for y'all. Anyway, hold on. I gotta put this one. I gotta put this up. I gotta put this image up for y'all. Select. Where is that image? I know I saved it. Here it is. This is why we are having this discussion right here. I should play some. Hold on while we waiting. Let's play some gospel music. Oh, I gotta do this real quick. Let the Lord speak through you, saints. And if I say anything today If Reverend Dewan says anything that's offensive today, don't be a hoe. Don't be a hoe. This here is not to offend anybody, but it is, this message from God today is here to bring all black people together, all black Americans together, and understanding the fact that we have no friends. And anti-blackness comes from all angles, all people. Some that look like them, a lot of them look like you. So don't be a hoe. If this information strikes a chord, you might be anti-black yourself. You just might have lingering coon spirit inside of you, even though you in this chat room. If the coonin comes out and you feeling some kind of way because of what I say, then keep listening and keep what you have to say to yourself. Because if you say it in the chat room, they're gonna ask, my mods are gonna ask you to call in and say it on the phone with your chest. And at that point, I'm gonna say what I have to say back to you. And I might say some shit that make you feel like a hoe if you acting like a hoe. So don't be a hoe. We can disagree like men and like women and not have any feelings towards one another and take what's said and grow and be a better person. Or you can be a hoe. But if you're gonna be a hoe, you can't be a hoe too long around here. Cause my mods are gonna get your hoe ass on out, because my chat room has a no hoe policy. Don't mind you being disagreeable and disagreeing. And if it's that bad, you can call in and we can talk about it. But if you're gonna be a hoe ass nigga in a chat room, or wannabe nigga, y'all non-black folks that like saying nigga, but ain't got 1/10, 15th of the goddamn talent as us. If y'all want to be in a chat room running your mouth, you ain't gonna get too much of a platform, because this is a no-hoe policy, all right? Can we say amen? Say amen, church. And don't be a hoe. All right, so let's get into it. This is what's making me have today's discussion. There's always a why. I saw this recently. Actually, let me take it off this screen. Let me put it on the other screen. Put it over here. This is something that was on the SAG-AFTRA website. This is why DEI and diversity, and why our black children need, and black people in general, need to understand that anti-blackness is everywhere. And the liberal form of hiding anti-blackness is including everybody but you. That's how liberals get down. This is from the SAG-AFTRA website. They talk about, if you're in SAG, if you're in the Screen Actors Guild, they talk about get involved with your diversity committees. Asian Pacific American media, diversity advisory, ethnic employment opportunities, Latino, LGBTQ, Middle Eastern, North African. Are we missing something? Let's keep going. Maybe if we keep reading, we'll find what we're missing. Native Americans, performers with disabilities, seniors, and women. My sister calling me. You see this? You see how, do you notice anything missing here, chat room? Appreciate the cash app, Barmaid Thornton. PBO Radio, appreciate the cash app. Appreciate the cash app, both of y'all. That's just my sister calling to be silly. I love my sister. My sister called me at least 2 or 3 times a week with some inside jokes. Put me and my sister in the same room, nigga. Nothing is safe. Back to what we're talking about. Do you see how liberals hide their anti-blackness in fake hustle, making it seem like they're doing something that they're not doing? And this is why we must talk about this. What is racism, black people? What is anti-blackness? We got to go back to what our queen would say, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. Racism / white supremacy sees the world in 2 ways, in 2 lanes. You have white, non-white. Racism, anti-blackness is derived from what white supremacy is. And from the view of the white supremacist divides the world into white and non-white. And as far as the non-white goes, there are buffer classes. There are classes that are not all the way white, Latino, Asian, although they may be able to claim white on their driver's license. A lot of Middle Easterners, they're white, but they're not white. And they know they're not white. So how do you get closer to being white? You do it through anti-blackness. Anti-blackness is the stairway for you getting yourself out of this non-white category and into this quasi-convenient, whenever it's convenient for the white supremacists, other than category. And that's what all this POC, people of color, diversity people are. And in their otherness, they team with unsuspecting black people because black people, for the most part, are racially are very naive voluntarily most of the time. Naive, because like Dr. Welsing says, everybody knows what's going on, but everybody plays stupid at the same time. And that's what I truly believe. So they know black people just want to be seen. They just want to be heard from. They know that niggas will sell off a chicken change just to be seen. They know that. So they team these just to be seen Negroes, your Michael Eric Dyson types, your Roland Martin types, Al Sharpton types, and they Whoopi Goldberg types. And they team them with these liberal racists in a front in an attempt to look like they're doing something that's progressive. The liberal racists, your Rachel Maddow's, your Sonny Hostins, Anna Navarro's of the world, Bill Maher, they know that they don't really have a gripe or anything or any issues other than a few fights over who controls the wealth of what they stole from us. They know that they have to team themselves and put them next to a nigga that just wants to be seen. The nigga that wants to be seen gets everything that they want, a couple shekels of chicken change and white attention. The white liberal, your Bill Maher, your Rachel Maddow, they get their really weirdo, not legitimate gripes. Some form of legitimacy because there's a black person right next to them say, yes, sir, yes, sir, yep, 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 yep. Yes, sir, you right, yep, yep, And then you get your Sonny Hostins and bacon fried Rosie Perez's and a Navarro. You get them to talk about their Latino gripes that they voluntarily signed up for when they chose to cross the border. So I'm gonna cuss, but I'm gonna cuss not that much. Because y'all need y'all kids and people to hear this, what I'm talking about today. Y'all need to play this for your children. And if I do cuss, your kids can take it. They hear far worse at school. Stop. Another thing we got to stop, black people, is stop playing. Stop playing and living in this fantasy world. No, you better, your kids see everything. You got school system trying to turn your boys into girls. You got all kind of shit going on in these school systems. And you want to go around shielding your kids from a cuss of curse words, y'all better fucking be real. And I said that on purpose. We got to get back to reality. How many times was you in the house when Uncle John Henry and Auntie Sally Mae playing spades, cussing up a storm, and you better not do it because your mama kick your ass. If you was smart enough to get through that and handle that, so is your goddamn kids, all right? But they need to hear this lesson. And they need to hear it from somebody that care about them. And who's spending more time, mental time, giving them information than guarding which words that I use. Shit, a lot of people be spending their all goddamn day trying to choose the right words and they ain't telling you shit. Appreciate the Cash App star. Some people choose the right words and I said talking loud, like James Brown said, talking loud is saying nothing. So anyway, our kids really need to understand that these other groups choose to come here knowing full well what's going on. So their gripe does not equal your gripe. Period. And that's not debatable. That's not debatable. If you walk into a haunted house, why in the fuck are you complaining to the owner that you're scared? It said haunted house when you walked in it. So that's why we got to talk about this subject, laying the groundwork. So let's get a little deeper into it. Let me hit this. I got my fan on. I like doing that. There we go. Me and my sisters used to do that all the time. Whee! So you got people that walked into the haunted house voluntarily, trying to equate themselves with the damn near dead bodies in the haunted house that were trapped there by invaders. Two different experiences. Yes, we're all in the haunted house, but some of them people, the people that you're scared of in that haunted house, were trapped there by invaders. These white ghosts invaded their home, trapped them, murdered them, kidnapped them, keeping them in their home against their will. That's what makes the haunted house haunted, right? Let's just break this out. We can just break this shit down to Halloween for the kids out there. The reason why the haunted house is haunted is because there were people in the house, ghosts came into the house, and ghosts trapped these people in the house. They can't get out, and now they're screaming for their lives. And then here you come through the front door voluntarily. Matter of fact, you pay the price of admission because I ain't never seen a free haunted house. You got to pay to get in these motherfuckers. The same way you got to pay to get into America. Either through the visa program from China, the education stuff, or if you cross a border and you got to pay coyotes to get you across, some way to get across into this country, you got to pay. So you got these people who see the haunted house. They know that haunted house is the reason why their homeland is fucked up. And instead of fixing it and saying, no, fuck that haunted house, let's fix our shit. And fuck them. They say, ooh, I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. Let's go. No, let's go. We can scam there. We cannot scam here in Nigeria anymore. We got to scam there. And they come and they pay. Then they get inside the haunted house. Then somebody goes, roar! And then they come to the black people on the floor getting stabbed in the haunted house. And like, we're in this together. Nah, motherfucker. You paying to get up in here is keeping them, these ghosts and these murderers in my house. They don't have to leave my house because they get money off you to stay. You see how that worked? The haunted house analogy? And I bet not hear none of you niggas using that shit without giving credit. Clown your motherfucking ass. And if you see anybody else using that haunted house analogy, let me know so I can clown their motherfucking ass. These motherfuckers pay to visit the haunted house and then equate their experience to the victim of the haunted house. How that feel? How's that? They be like, we pay our taxes? Yeah, you got a home country you be paying taxes to also. Well, anybody fuck about your taxes? So let's go do some of these anti-black liberals. This here was something that came up on The View the other day. And this is from the channel Pink Book Lessons. I love that channel, Pink Book Lessons. That's just to be breaking shit down. Especially when she called Kamala, what did she call Kamala Harris? She calls her the city girl vice president. I love this channel, Pink Book Lessons, but she took this video from The View, and that got me thinking this morning. So let's watch this part from The View, and then being all out of touch with what's going on. And this is them playing the blame game as to why the liberals lost.
Before we can do a second, the Democrats are the ones. They are the party that cares for the blue collar voter. The Democrats are the ones who put in Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, union protection, ACA, unemployment insurance, and Obamacare. The Republican Party doesn't give a rat's patootie about
clearly
it.
They didn't convince the voters.
So they're playing the liberal versus the liberal versus the conservative games. Well, or Republican versus Democrat. Well, they're forgetting the fact that Republicans freed the slaves, and that's a lie. So Republicans freed the slaves. They freed the slaves. FDR was a Democrat, but you also had other Republicans, like the other Roosevelts. What's his name? Not Roosevelt. What's that motherfucker that died in office? McKinley. What party was William McKinley? I think he was Republican. I think McKinley was Republican. Yeah, he's Republican. You have McKinley, he was allowing black people to work in the White House as civilians. William McKinley was a Republican. He allowed black people to work in the White House, and they killed his ass too. He allowed black people we could be managers of positions in the White House, all that stuff. So both parties have been liberal towards us at some time, conservative towards us at other times. But I'm sure most of these ladies don't know much of our history, especially people like Sonny Hostin. She wasn't even here during that time. If you think about during the time of William McKinley, Sonny Hostin's family was former slave traders. They was over there living off the fat of their slaves during the time of McKinley. We can't forget that about her. Let's keep going.
All I can deduce All I can deduce is that it's the messaging. It didn't get through to people. They're not paying attention. That's all.
Nah, Joy. The people are paying attention. They're just...
I'm going to this other part.
Bernie Sanders.
Here it is. I want to hear these two going at it.
That don't know nothing at all.
And the Republicans don't care. Yeah, because their Democrats have always been for the working people.
Exactly. And the Republicans don't care.
I think
that the message of the Democrats sounded.
So I guess now...
She said the Democrats have always been for the working people. Which working people? That's the question. Which working people? Would I say the Democrats have been more for the working class than the Republicans? Yeah, unions back Democrats generally, you know? Yeah, but which working people? See, the Democrats are also down with Spanish-speaking preferred. The Democrats are also down with, you know, the Republicans are the ones that are saying we don't want to pay these people. The Democrats are the ones that said, oh yeah, service industry jobs, the ones that target black people, yeah, they're not covered in the New Deal. There's always been hella democratic racism within what they perceive to be giving us. See, we as black people, we have a different gripe than everyone else. When the Democrats gave us civil rights legislation in the 1960s, they also put in that term minority and people of color, a term that they use to evolve into what we see right here. This shit here, 60 years after they did it, was baked in a cake. DEI was baked in a cake 60 years ago because the Democrats are every bit as anti-black as the Republicans. The Democrats are all about, let's give the illusion of progress while we give you nothing. And we bring in new groups and elevate those new groups over black people so we can maintain their power. Left wing, right wing, equally racist. The right wing shows you they don't care, but at least the right wing cares about keeping American jobs, at least somewhat more than Democrats, because they just as bad in different ways. But the Democrat gives the illusion that they're your friend. We're going to give you these diversity benefits, and we're going to talk about everybody but black. This is how you see anti-blackness from the liberal side, anti-blackness from the Democrat side, using terms like minority and people of color and using those terms slickly to advance other groups' positions over black people. The whole point of this is to maintain power between the left wing and the right wing. So you got to give the people that you're victimizing perceived out. And you can hide behind diversity. You can hide behind, oh, we did these things for black people. But did you really? Did you really? Because it seems to me as if like y'all like using us as goddamn crash test dummies for your bullshit agenda.
Newsflash, senior.
It was this part from, and let me go to this part from Sunny Hostin right here.
All of the business.
Let's go into to Sunny Hostin talking. Where is it? Let me see if I can fast forward to it.
Wait, it's
here it is.
That have value.
Let's listen to her.
I think that the message of the Democrats sounded elitist. You don't have value in the society if you don't have a college
that way,
degree.
But when you look at the proof,
but Joy, it's condescending. It's condescending. There is a
condescending.
The way that the left speaks to its voters. It really is.
A message of
you got these white women telling these so-called liberals that the ways that y'all speak to people is condescending, and listen to these ladies not listen.
Joy and inclusiveness?
No, the message of not being educated, being dumb, and what's wrong with America.
Who said that?
Sunny just did.
What is wrong with America?
My point here is that
Sunny just said that right here when she went this part.
Check them. So all we're going to see now at the top of the all of the businesses that are telling us every day, economy ever.
Elitist, you don't have value in society if you don't
sounded
have a college
that way,
degree.
but when you look at the proof,
but Joy, it's condescending. It's condescending. There is a
condescending.
You got this civil war brewing here on the View, where they're telling these ladies are telling these people, look, And this is a white woman talking. They ain't even listening to her.
That you are with the soil of America. It's really that simple.
And I want y'all to go back and listen to Pink Book's breakdown. Her breakdowns are always great.
Focused on defund the police and bail reform. Yeah. When they said we're worrying about, can I just finish? Let me just finish real quickly. When they were focused on renaming,
it's only an hour show, ladies.
Joy. When they were focused on renaming schools, there were people saying, hey, students are destroying colleges. I paid for that. I sent them there. They can't learn. And everyone apologized for it and didn't want to attend to it. They also denied the border was a crisis and kept saying, no, it's fine. This is not a...
There was a border bill, though. There was a border bill.
Yes, but Joy, my point is they screamed and screamed and screamed. They didn't vote for him because he's a racist or a misogynist. They voted because they needed help in their everyday lives.
But Sarah,
the majority of this country, because
there's
every stat coming out on the people willing to self-reflect are showing these.
Oh, wait, they're going to say I'm a racist and a misogynist in the exit poll?
You really think 74 million people are racist?
Every racist and misogynist voted for Donald Trump. Not everyone that voted for Donald Trump was a racist and misogynist.
I agree with that.
Everyone swept. They swept every category. And the reason they did is to say, hey, guys, no excuses this time.
Yeah.
Look.
So you see here, the ladies in The View, Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin, are trying to keep it.
Are showing these.
Oh, wait, they're going to say I'm a racist and a misogynist in the exit poll?
You really think 74 million people are racist?
Who's going to say?
And then you get her over there. I don't know her name. I don't know that white lady name. She over there dressed like a Christmas ornament. But she's saying, you think 74 million people are racist and misogynist? Yeah. Nigga, I think, how many people are in the United States? What, 400 million? 398 million of them motherfuckers is racist. Well, let's take the black people out. I was like, a lot of black people are racist towards ourselves because we goddamn hate ourselves. But let's say 400 million minus 60 million black people. Yeah. 340 million of them motherfuckers is racist. Yeah, lady. Looking like Siegfried and Roy. So they play this game. Joy Behar on one hand saying that everyone that voted for Trump is racist. And they always use Trump as a prototype for racism. And not Biden. Especially when you look at the fact that Biden is the one that wrote the most racist, draconian laws that the United Nations says are inhumane. Joe Biden wrote those laws. The crack laws, the crime bill. You notice how these liberals ignore all that Joe Biden style racism. They pin it on Trump and they try to say people who voted for Trump, everyone is a racist. And then what they're saying when they say that, what these liberals are saying is those of us white people and non-black people who didn't vote for Trump, we're all not racist because we didn't vote for Trump. We're not racist because we voted for Kamala. We're not racist because we voted for Obama. We're not racist. What? But when it comes to things like reparations, y'all ain't got nothing to say, but you say you ain't racist. You see how they get down? You see how they get down? And then you got situations like this on The View. I'm going to stay on The View for a little before I move on. You got people like Bacon Fried Rosie Perez right here. This is how you know somebody's racist, by the way they talk about you when the situation ain't even about you. Listen, first off, you had Sunny Hostin trying to piggyback on our history. She know good and hell well she come from slaveholders. So she's trying to talk.
Are all equal.
Listen to this bullshit, all equal talk.
The reason that they are erasing those contributions is because then you can otherize someone as less than you are. Because you haven't contributed to this society in the way that my culture has. And I think that is so.
That's what see how she comes in talking about in the way that my culture has. She ain't got nothing to do. Black people, this is liberal racism. They will cosplay you. They will mimic you. And see, when it's something Latino, she will soften that T and roll that R so goddamn fast to prove that she's from a different culture. But look at what happens when we're talking about black people. Listen.
I think this is, I think people in America have been playing a long game. And I often say it's conservatives, but it's a lot of Americans. And I think what they do is they not only erase the bad stuff that may make people feel bad, like slavery, which is responsible for the very foundation of this country. What concerns me even more is that they erase the contributions of people that don't look like them. So they erase the contributions
of people that don't look like them. Mind you, this is a Martin Luther King Day discussion that they're having on The View. This is about Martin Luther King. I'm starting, so y'all can see right here on the bottom. Y'all see right here, this is a Martin Luther King discussion. And she goes right into othering. She goes right into othering. Y'all see how y'all saw how quick she othered? People who don't look like them. They can't say black. Why can't they say black? Mostly because they got their own issues with anti-blackness. But let's keep going.
Of someone like Bayard Rustin. They erase the contributions of indigenous people for the very foundation of this country. What concerns me even more is that they erase the contributions of people that don't look like them. So they erase the contributions of someone like Bayard Rustin.
Bayard Rustin. Y'all saw how quick she threw out, and she was told, because none of us, our whole life in school, taught about no motherfucking Bayard Rustin. That's some shit that they've been trying to pull out their ass for the last 4 years, because he gay. But he was also, according to Dick Gregory, a fucking informant for the FBI. Bayard Rustin, they like throwing him out there, but they always leave out the fact that Bayard Rustin was a suspected FBI informant. And if you read William Pepper's book on Dr. King, if you read Tavis Smiley's book on Dr. King, you find out real fast that Bayard Rustin was a problem for Dr. King. See, they don't like to talk about that part. That during COINTELPRO, during the days of COINTELPRO, every time Dr. King, according to Dr. King's own paperwork and his own information and what he said, people like Bayard Rustin was always somewhat in the middle of it. But they like to throw him out there lately because of that whole angle they've been trying to take. But let's go back to her anti-blackness. She says Bayard Rustin, and then right after Bayard Rustin, no, not this one, was it? It was this one. It was this one. She goes in and says, and indigenous people on King Day.
The contributions of someone like Bayard Rustin. They erased the contributions of indigenous people. They have erased from history and teaching our children that the freezer was developed by a black man, that the first open heart surgery was performed by a black man, that the GPS technology that we...
Hey, y'all know my uncle Carl Glennis Roberts, when he died in January 1950, Dr. Charles Drew wrote his obituary, by the way. That's a family flex. My great uncle, Dr. Carl Glennis Roberts. Family flex. I saw Dr. Charles Drew wrote his obituary, wrote the foreword for his obituary, only 3 months before Dr. Charles Drew died.
Developed by a black woman. And the reason that they are erasing those contributions is because then you can otherize someone as less than you are, because you haven't contributed to this society in the way that my culture has. And I think that is so sad, because what is supposed to be the very foundation of this country is that we are all equal. But what happens is...
No, Sonny. In the foundation of this country, all land-owning white men are equal. They make sure in the foundation of this country, black people were 3/5 of a human being. So you minimize it and you otherize it, and you include indigenous people, you include all of these other groups in order to pull back. On Dr. Martin Luther King Day, by the way, a person who fought for black people, that's one of the ways liberals hide their racism. Now, listen to Bacon Fried Rosie Perez and what she had to say.
You know, I think there's more to it than that. Look, I think what it is that Black history and other things, banning books.
And other things. There you go again. Black history and other things. Even on Dr. Martin Luther King Day, they can't stick to the topic. If America cared enough about Cesar Chavez, do you think if they had a Cesar Chavez thing on it, they'd be talking about and indigenous people and black people and no.
Look, I think what it is that Black history and other things, banning books, has been weaponized for political purposes to drive people to the polls based on outrage because my poor little white kid is feeling bad because he's learning about slavery. That's ridiculous. Learning about history should not make anybody feel bad. We learn about history.
It should make you feel bad.
No,
but it's important that it makes you feel bad.
I don't think it should make you feel bad. I mean, I don't think a white child that's had nothing to do with slavery should feel bad about slavery. I think we need to learn history so that we don't repeat the same mistakes.
Yeah.
I don't think a white child should have to feel bad about slavery. Well, let me tell you something. If they're not feeling bad about it, that means it's not being taught right. Notice how when it comes to us, the liberals who are supposed to be on our side, they like to act as if they're on your side while watering down everything you do. If you're going to talk history and these motherfuckers don't feel bad, that means you're lying. Because anybody with a moral conscience was going to feel bad when they do things to people they listen to all these people's music, they dress like these people, they walk like these people, they talk like these people. But my people did all that to your people. If you tell the real truth, you're going to feel bad. Now, there is a way, like in a corporate world, to frame it to where that's something different. But if you're going to teach the true history, so they do things like that to water it down, to make it seem as if you have a friend. Then you got the Bill Maher style racists. You got the Bill Maher style racists. The kind that smokes with black people, likes to mess around with black women when he can. But when they see things like the Black National Anthem, they got little bullshit to say. You know, Bill Maher said things about the IQ test in academia. I remember when I stopped watching Bill Maher, I remember when, what's his name? This is before I've been stopped watching Bill Maher, but I remember tuning back into him one time when that brother that got choked out. What was his name? Not George Floyd. The other brother that got, I think it was Alton Sterling. I think it was Alton Sterling when he died. Bill Maher tried to make it seem as if it was about his weight, not about being choked out. Always saying little slick things about black people when it comes time to us getting where we need to be. And us getting our full rights. And then you got these types, the Cynthia Erivo types. Play black characters, act black, but when it come down to it, they always got some weird shit to say. When she said she speaks in her ghetto black American accent, baby, you know I got you. I'ma sing it to you. They always gotta do like what white folks do. She took this tweet down, so I can't find the tweet because she took it down. But she was somebody before she got famous, before she got on. There were a series of tweets that have since been taken down to where Cynthia Erivo always has some slick shit to say about black Americans. But she'll turn around and be the first thing to jump into a black American script. looking like Vernon Maxwell. Always talking shit. Then y'all saw she had that backlash recently where she was talking about her character in Wicked, the thing being covered, her face being covered. When they were like, no, that's how it's supposed to be. Your face is supposed to be covered on that thing. And if I got a movie and this is the look, I'm gonna cover that motherfucking face too. No disrespect, but y'all, I feel bad for these kids now, man. See, when I grew up in the 90s, man, we had all kind of fine black women to look at. Dark, light. We had them from Stacey Dash. You know, when we as kids, we could look at Stacey Dash. You had the members of SWV, Coco. And you had TLC. You had all these people. Janet Jackson was out there. Man, Toni Braxton. If you was a young kid in the 90s, there was no shortage of beautiful black women to see. And I mean beautiful. Light skin, dark skin, it did not matter. Whatever your taste, it was a beautiful black woman that was going to be on that camera for you to see. Thick, skinny, didn't matter. Now, they got this chick looking like Rajon Rondo. And she in every goddamn movie. It's between her and the Me Too lady. These boys now ain't got nothing to get horny at. Part of being a 12-year-old boy is looking at a chick you'll never have a shot at. You'll never have a shot at her, but that's part of being a 12-year-old boy. You'll be a fuck. And fellas in here, y'all know when y'all was in middle school and high school? Man, yeah, man. Niggas in middle school was like, man, shit, man, if I ever saw Toni Braxton, man, I'd take her down. Nigga, you 13. But that's part of the fun of being a 13-year-old. Now the 13-year-olds got Lizzo or this. And they talk shit about, and I'm talking shit because they talk shit about black Americans. You get these people who but they pose as black Americans. And B. Amos said Rajon Rondo was wild. Yeah, she do though. Am I lying? In that green. She about to go for 44, 15, and 11. Yeah, we had Nia Long, Sanaa Lathan. It didn't matter. Whatever shade, color you wanted, it was on TV in the 90s. Fine as hell. Misha Bell said, make male puberty years great again. Right. These kids ain't got no, think about it. We had like singing groups. Girls, y'all could look up, y'all could choose what band y'all like between Jodeci and Boys to Men and All for One. And if you was a light-skinned lover, you had 3T, y'all could look at back in the 90s. Y'all had men y'all looked at. Boys, nigga, you had, nigga, on the rap side, you had Yo-Yo and MC Lyte. Both of them was fine. Nigga, we can look at SWV. We have so many women groups. Skate, if that was your thing, nigga. Whatever, we had it all. We had a lot of shit we can get horny at in the 90s. Look at these kids now, boy. God. And these are the ones they put out there in front of us. Get that Rajon Rondo looking motherfucker up out of here. Man, we have Foxy Brown. So on another Miss Parker from Friday, it was funny too because Miss Parker from Friday, her daughter used to go to church together when we was kids. Yeah, she used to be in there, come around the chat room sometime. Matter of fact, I ain't seen Cheyenne in a minute. I don't know what Cheyenne been up to. Let me check IG and see if Cheyenne's still around. But Oh yeah, she's still here. That's the homie right there. That's the homie, Cheyenne. Her mom was Miss Parker on Friday, and when she's come to youth service, we'd be like, your mama come? We was horny as little boys. Friday dropped when I was 14. So we like, hey, yo, Cheyenne, where you 14, nigga? You don't give a fuck. Where your mama at? No, we ain't had no goddamn shot with her at all. At all. But you 14, you gonna talk shit. Yeah, the group Jade. Yeah, that group. Don't walk away, no, nigga. That was my shit in elementary school. Hell yeah, we had some shit to look up to back in the 90s, boy. But I want to lay these things out there because anti-blackness for us is coming from all angles. You got people who, if you didn't know Cynthia Erivo tweeted that stuff 10 years ago, you would think that she'd be down with us. But you see that anybody that got that, you come to a new country and you talk shit about the people who are there and you agree with white supremacy against those new people, then you're anti-black. One second. Yeah, let me see. I got business to handle. Yeah, I'm going to my metaverse stuff. Well, anyway, so we got to see that. And last on this list is this motherfucker right here. Last but definitely not least, Al Sharpton. And it's not just Al Sharpton. It's everybody. It's all the descendants of Al Sharpton because Al Sharpton's old now. But Al Sharpton has a tree in a lineage of bullshit. Race hustlers. People who are always talking about, and I get why white supremacists, white folks be mad, because the people talking about race the most is the biggest race hustlers. You got your Al Sharpton types, which begets your Joy Reid, which begets Michael Eric Dyson, which begets Roland Martin, and now in today's world, Mark Lamont Hill. And that style of Negro. Your Mark Lamont Hill, your Michael Eric Dyson, your Roland Martin. Y'all see all this money that came out? What's his name? Roland Martin got $350 grand to get that softball interview to Kamala Harris. Your Al Sharpton types, and I never trust a nigga with a shag. And that nigga Al Sharpton still has a shag to this day. A permed out shag. Nigga, how long you gonna be putting that shit in your head? Al Sharpton? When we gonna let the fro show, nigga? Are we gonna ever see Al Sharpton let the fro show? Is he ever gonna let the fro show? Or is he gonna keep getting it fried, dyed, and laid to the side the rest of his life? Look at this nigga. Still got that extra patch of hair in the back like he from Dallas. Nigga, you ain't from Dallas. Cut that shit off. You got his type, the race hustler. The one that's black, bliggity black, but the whole time taking money to tell all the Negroes to go back home. Let me see. Yeah. Let me see here if I can find that. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find the article. I'm seeing if I can find an article to back what I'm saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I remember. Do y'all remember when Al Sharpton had that issue with Sinclair Media. Let me see. Let me see if I can find something. Al Sharpton. Let me see if I can find articles on it. Because right now, it's off the top of my head. That's what it was. In 2018, Al Sharpton had this big old protest against Sinclair Media. No, this is before 2018. This isn't right. This goes back way before 2018. But the most this is the most recent one. Their issue with Sinclair Media. Al Sharpton had this big old thing with Sinclair Media and with media places in the past. And what Al Sharpton would do, allegedly, according to people close to him, will be basically, like, look, we protesting y'all because y'all, this is back when Magic had that protest with Aspire Network and all that. They had that whole protest, and the thing that shut him up was basically him getting a position at MSNBC, going back to when he first started working on MSNBC. Man, they scrubbed a lot of this shit, man. And no, this isn't it. I gotta go back and find in my archives because they only give me more recent articles. I gotta go back. This shit goes like back to like 2008, around the time Al Sharpton first started working for MSNBC. He basically, what Al Sharpton to do is get people to donate to his, basically to donate to his National Action Network, and then call off the dogs. Al Sharpton, for the most part, would go and protest, get donations to his National Action Network. Then when he gets his donations, call off the dogs and tell everybody, black people, oh, everything's okay. That's anti-black. Roland Martin giving softball interviews for a paycheck, trying to get us to vote for a woman based off of her color, and not drilling her over saying, you think I'm going to do something only for black people? No. You notice everybody that got money from Kamala, did none of them ask about that statement when she said, if you think I'm going to do something only for black people? No. None of them brought that up. Nobody. Let me send this. Sorry, I got two things going on at once. I got to get down to my metaverse studio in a little bit to record myself cracking some jokes. There we go. Boom. Got to get down to the metaverse studio in a little bit. But this is what I mean by anti-blackness from liberals. You got the Al Sharpton style anti-black liberal that uses their platform to say black, black, biggity black, drawing black attention, draw all this stuff off black, 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 only for them to take a couple dollars in a ham sandwich and say everything's okay. And I like ham sandwiches as a fat nigga too. But I don't allow my love for ham sandwiches to get in the way of my pro-blackness. Blackness before sandwiches. Roland Martin, you got to understand that. Blackness before sandwiches. And speaking fat nigga to fat nigga, Roland Martin. Blackness before sandwiches. This nigga look like an evil owl, don't he? This motherfucker Roland Martin look like that deacon that dips his hand in the offering bucket before he gives the money to the pastor. This nigga look like a corrupt youth leader that like going into the boys' bathroom when the boys is up in there. Can't stand these. This nigga Roland Martin head shaped like a Rubik's Cube. We got these kind of anti-black people like Roland Martin are very much so anti-black. They're very much so anti-black liberals. And these oftentimes are the most dangerous anti-blacks. Your Roland Martin / Al Sharptons. These are your most dangerous anti-blacks because they got the complexion They look like they're on our team, but they not. Appreciate the super chat, Unique Organics Hair Care. Expose them, that's right. These are the worst, oftentimes, anti-black liberals. Because going back to the days of slavery, these are the ones that would go back to Massa and tell Massa what we doing if we was planning an insurrection. These are the ones that go around and they take money and they don't disperse it amongst the people. These are the classes that that white folks, white supremacists use to keep us all deaf, dumb, blind, and asleep. Your Mark Lamont Hills, your Roland Martins, your Al Sharptons, they're here to tell us we don't see what we seeing. These people are very dangerous. They're very dangerous. The most dangerous. And they come in the forms of domestically grown and tether grown. Let's not take our eyes off the ball. Our domestic coons are just as dangerous as and just as bad as the immigrant coons. Men of the cloth. This nigga Roland Martin look like a corrupt funeral director. You better not ever let Roland Martin be your funeral director. You turn that corpse over, his booty hole's gonna be busted open because he did something to it. Look at the way he looked. I don't trust Roland Martin at all. And I don't trust Al Sharpton's shag. You ain't from Dallas, nigga. Cut that shit off. Anti-blackness comes from all points of views. Anti-blackness comes from all these motherfuckers. It comes from Rajon Rondo looking immigrant black chicks that like making anti-black statements. It comes from them. Look at my beautiful screensaver. It comes from bacon fried Rosie Perez's. In the Latino community, they black when it's convenient. They're people of color when it's convenient. White when it's not. It comes from these Macaulay Culkin looking liberals like Rachel Maddow. I feel like watching Home Alone every time I see her. Ah! Ass bride. It comes from smug dickheads like Bill Maher. This is one smug, sorry son of a bitch right here, boy. They'll smoke weed with ya. Act like it's all cool. Hey, I'm one of the brothers. It comes from these weirdos. It comes from the Sunny Hostin type. And the Sunny Hostin type she's the most dangerous to black men. Because she's the mixed chick that, and don't lie, you weird ass niggas, 98% of niggas want to smash. She can be very dangerous too. Because she'll be hella cool and she got the smashy looks. Don't deny it, fellas. Yes, she does. Most niggas are going to be captivated by that light skin, long, curly hair. And you niggas will let all of her slave-owning ancestry come out on your weak ass because of how she look. So young niggas, watch out for them. And if you're gonna do something, if you see that, let me tell you something, young black men. And if you gonna do it, look, I'm not gonna tell you not to pursue the Sunny Hostin types. You young and you horny, you gonna do it. But don't spray them raw. Do not have kids with this type because she's gonna raise a self-hating boy or girl because she hates black people. So she has if a woman like this has your kid, you're gonna have triple overtime to work on getting that white supremacy about that mind. If you gonna go after one like her, young fellas, smash and run and put a condom on. All right? Hit it once, hit it twice, and leave. All right? Don't tell her you love her. Don't try to build a family. Boom, wham, be up out of there. Be upfront with it. Don't lie to her, because them Puerto Rican chicks are crazy out here. Don't lie to her. Just boom, bam, then whoop, wham. But don't try to start a family with this type. A lot of you niggas out there, and I get this shit in my counseling, a lot of you niggas started families with this type, and now your kids are suffering. Yeah, I know. I'm the one you call to help, and I help. I ain't got no issues with it. But we all know what we talking about here. Hey, Hurt, calm down, brother. Calm down. Ladies in the chat room, please excuse the fellas in my chat room. I got a bunch of straight dudes in my chat room that don't say pause because we all straight like that. And no disrespect to the LGBTQ brothers. Y'all welcome too. But y'all quiet right now. The horny niggas is going right now. The horny niggas in the chat room are loud right now. So ladies, ignore it. Excuse the horny niggas in the chat, all right? But these are the kind of women you get confused children from right here. And then there's the Al Sharpton types. The old preacher, the old niggas that are here to tell you everything is fine, everything's okay, only for you to find out later that nothing became fine and okay until after they got their paycheck. That's when things became fine and okay. Go home after they got paid. So you got to watch out for these types. And there are others, but these are the ones you got to look out for the most. The liberal white boy at your job that you want to smoke with, because he'd be the first one the minute his friend need a job to tell the supervisor, hey, you know, Damon was out in the back smoking. He won't say that he was smoking. He'll say your black ass is smoking, even though he was smoking right with you. And you'll get fired. You got the hey, sister girl, Anna Navarro types. It's sister girl, until it's time to talk about Latinos. She ain't gonna say black and brown. She gonna say brown. Then you got, again, the Rachel Maddow types. Those are the ones you run into in college. They're all for, we have to end oppression. We got to stop this. We got to stop oppression. We got to bring everybody together. We got to love one another. And then, yeah, so what about solutions? Well, unless the solution got a rainbow flag on it, she ain't got a solution. If that solution don't include the rainbow flag, people like Rachel Maddow ain't got nothing for you. It's just oppression hustling. She's just going to hustle your oppression. And then you got, again, Cynthia Erivo, immigrant black, talk all kind of shit about black, ain't going to say nothing to push reparations. And then they got her in front of our boys, and our boys ain't got nothing pretty to look at. God damn. And I don't want to hear none of you women over here talking about some, oh, you're just saying that she's ugly because she's dark. No, I'm not saying she's ugly because she's dark. She looked like a skeleton light bulb. She looks like a skeleton light bulb. And she don't like black. See, it's the energy. When I hear somebody say something that's anti-black, I don't fuck with you. And it'll be easy, and I'm just going off of how the world works. Not the world I want, the world that I live in. The world that I want will be, hey, it is what it is. But the world that I want don't exist. The world that I live in do. And they, instead of getting all these pretty black American women, there's tons of pretty black American women that can play these parts. They get somebody that look like Gary Payton to do it instead. That's on purpose. An anti-black immigrant that looks like Gary Payton. Not only am I gonna put somebody that don't like your ass, I'm gonna put somebody in there that your boys are never gonna want to smash and look up to. And then you got the Sonny Hawson type, the kind all these horny ass niggas want, but will get you fucked up and in a situation, don't like you, and end up having you raising kids that don't like themselves. Because they mama don't like the blackness inside of them. Yeah, they get somebody like Cynthia Erivo to take all of our iconic roles for all of our iconic people looking like that. What's next? Leslie Jones? Cynthia Erivo, like, they have heard they want a serious, not attractive black woman. And when they want to go all out and be obvious about not fucking with us, they get Leslie Jones. Oh my God. They get her. Talk about bad attitude. Leslie Jones is one of the worst attitude ass people I've ever been around in my life. And I've had a few interactions with her, and none of them were pleasant. I'm like, God damn, I wouldn't say nothing about you, but the way you act, God damn, I see why people call you ugly. Just off your actions. Y'all saw they had Leslie Jones during the Olympics, playing Mighty Joe Young. Everything that happened, they had her going there looking like a fucking ape on purpose. And she more than willing gave him them ape looks too. Ass out of here. This nigga naturally means that he Dexter Manley. I was gonna say Dexter Coakley, but good enough. Good enough. Hell yeah, John Davis. Sonny does like the kind of chick that'll cut you. Watch out for these people, man. These are all different forms of anti-black liberals. And Anna Navarro, although she was Republican most of her political life, she's caucusing with the liberals now. See, when it comes to these other groups, they jump back and forth all day, every day. You see how they do that? They'll allow Anna Navarro to be a Republican, but caucus with the Dems. But let a black person try to defect to the Republican side. They're everything other than a child of God. Y'all never see Leslie Jones look like she wears size 14 Chuck Taylor, don't she? I swear I have had two very... The first bitter interaction I had with Leslie was like, okay, that was 10 years ago. And I think if she saw me, she wouldn't know me from Adam. But the first bitter interaction, I think she just saw a black man. I don't even think she would recognize me. But the first one was like 10 years ago. It was very weird, off-putting. She just looked at me. I was literally congratulating her for getting on SNL. When she first got the SNL job, I was at the Comedy Store with Leslie Jones in the green room of the Comedy Store. And I was back there with somebody else. And we was like, hey, Leslie. And then she looked back. We was like, we were about to say congratulations on SNL. And Leslie Jones did one of these. Psh. She literally, like, nigga, in the 2010s, she gave us the 1988 psh, and tossed her head back and walked out. I was like, damn. I just wanted to say congratulations on SNL, lady. God damn. And the second interaction was earlier this year. I was at a restaurant with somebody that I know. And Leslie came over to say what's up to that person. And that person was like, hey, this the homie DeJuan. And she did one of these. So back to what I was saying. I was like, what? See, here's the reason why Leslie's coming up. And I'm going to use you as an example, Leslie, because I don't like being blown off. I don't like rude people. I'm a nice person. When I meet people, I'm very nice. Anybody has ever met me in this chat room or anywhere else, anybody who's ever met me, y'all know that I'm a nice person. I talk a lot of shit. I talk a hell of a lot of shit. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm nice. So I ain't got time for rude people. So the second interaction I had was earlier this year. We had a restaurant. For those of you who didn't know, this is what I'm talking about. Leslie Jones. Let me put up another one. Oh, that one on. Let me put up. For those of you who don't, let me see here. Here it is. This is what I'm talking about. So earlier this year, we had a restaurant, and the person was like, "This is my friend DeJuan," and she literally looked down. Come on, you sitting down, and somebody standing up. You look up, and they look at you like. So back to what I was saying. It was like, God damn. See, what liberals do is they get the Leslie Jones archetype, the rough-looking mammy, the Mr. T types. And they say, remember, when she got that job at Saturday Night Live, the complaint was there's not enough black people at SNL. And there are a lot of funny black women that could have gone on Saturday Night Live. Melanie Camacho, one of the funniest people ever. You have Melanie Camacho. They could have called for some more. They could have called for Miss Laura Hayes. They could have. It's so many funny black women. I can't even go down the list. So many funny black women that you can call. You can call all types. But no, those other ones don't play the stereotypes. What liberals do is they'll say, okay, black people, you want a black person? I'll give you a black person. And then they'll turn around and then they'll give you the most bullish looking black person that they can find. They'll get the most least satisfying to the eyes nigga that they can get. And as a fat nigga, I'm aware of this thing. Because one thing they do with us fat niggas like me, they try to put us in roles to be fucking buffoons and idiots. So it's not a dollar that they can pay me to be a fat buffoon on camera. Not gonna do it. So if they can't get a fat buffoon like me, they get women that look like Mr. T. And they play in our faces. They play in our faces. We all know what it is. And y'all saw her all Olympics making all them monkey ass facial expressions. Then they don't pay her nothing. She's always complaining about her not getting paid, like when she did Ghostbusters. They didn't pay her shit. They did not pay her shit compared to what the white folks get paid. They get niggas to sell out for chicken change. And they use this shit to play in our face. That's how liberals get down. And they don't mind getting somebody like her, because somebody like her, that when they see a black man, the first thing they do is blow them off and act real foul and mean towards. You know what that means? That wasn't about me. The interactions I had with Leslie, they weren't about me. They weren't about me. They weren't even about black men. Those interactions I've had with Leslie were all about herself. how she views herself, and how she views people from her stock. Now, the excuse is going to be, because I've said the story to some elder comedian friends of mine. I wasn't elder. Some of my OG comics. I told a couple of my OG comics this story. Not the newer one, but the story back at the Comedy Store. Some of my OGs know that story in comedy. They don't know the newer story because I didn't ever feel the need to tell it. It's an appropriate story for what we're talking about right now. That's the only reason I'm telling it. And some of my OG comics who knew Leslie very well, they would always be like, you know what? But, you know, she's bitter because she was always marginalized because of her looks. She's angry because of how she was treated being dark-skinned. And you know what I told them? And this is some real shit. That's bullshit. None of us can control what people say to us, but we can control whether or not we grow from it. And if you can kiss white people's ass and you can smile in front of them and you can ignore all the shit that and then be all up in their face, that means that it is in your heart. And you do have the capacity to be nice, the capacity to love, and the capacity to forgive. You can't run that game on me as a fat nigga. I was born 48 pounds, 48 ounces, nigga. Not really. But I was born a fat nigga. I ain't never seen skinny. From a grandfather that called me the little fat motherfucker when I was 2. Hey, you little fat bastard, go turn that TV and lose some weight. That's what I was hearing when I was 4. I was getting clowned by the teachers in school. Nigga, by my classmates. Nigga, I was getting clowned at church. Hey, y'all make sure y'all give DeJuan the big choir robe. Nigga, I ain't bitter from that. Like you, Leslie, I turned that shit into jokes. That shit don't make, man, nigga. They make fat niggas buy 2 airplane seats. Ain't nobody more marginalized than a fat nigga. We both marginalized. Leslie Jones, we both been getting hated on our whole life. Being the last one picked on a basketball court because you fat. That was me. Only to get that ball come out. Yeah, nigga, let's go. Y'all pick me last, let's go. Whoever. And I used to always go after the nigga who picked the teams. Okay. I'm guarding the nigga that picked the other team. That's who I'm guarding. Y'all pick me last. Let me guard the nigga who picked the teams. Give me that ball on the left block and let's go. Nigga, I'm gonna prove to you, nigga. The fuck you mean? What the fuck am I gonna be bitter for? What? So when I see grown ass people still bitter, but they can kiss a white person's ass, nah. And I see that, and so do white people. So do these white supremacists, I should say. The white supremacists that picks these roles. They're gonna pick that self-hating, self-loathing person. Why? Because that self-hating, self-loathing person that never went through the process of learning who they are, knowing who they are, they're going to take anything that they're given. They're going to do any role, no matter how much of a fucking buffoon they look, and they're going to do it for damn near free because they ain't got enough confidence in themselves to demand a higher wage for the bullshit that they doing. They know they niggas. What's up, Joe Thompson? He said, I'm on today. They know which niggas to select. That's how these liberals work. They have all these black women. Hell, SNL at the time could have the right choice at the time probably would have been Tiffany Haddish. When they chose Leslie, they probably should have chose Tiffany. You had Tiffany, you had my homegirl Tyree Elaine that was out there. It's so many funny women. They said, nah, we gonna get the buffoon. Because they gotta keep that image of us looking deaf, dumb, depraved, and dilapidated continually up and moving. And they gotta get Negroes who are gonna do anything they say to do and do it for free. That's how these liberals work. They're every bit as anti-black as the conservatives. Their anti-blackness is just shrouded and shielded in let's come together. When at the end of the day, they don't fuck with you either. Yeah, Tiffany would have been a good fit for SNL. Leslie Jones looked like Charles Oakley. Oh, Leslie Jones kind of like Trick Daddy. Y'all see it? What do y'all say? What do you say, chat room? What do you say, chat room? God damn. Look, if Trick Daddy and Leslie had a baby, watch. They end up having some green-eyed, goddamn, Last Dragon looking ass nigga kid. They'd have some goddamn. These two end up having a daughter that look like Stacey Dash. That's the cold part about it. These two would get together and have a daughter that goddamn look like Nia Long. And these two would get together and have a daughter that look like Ashley Banks. That's the cold part about it. That's how them genes work. You see Trick Daddy and a Revo. Nigga, these two end up having a kid. Nigga. Well, I don't know about Cynthia Revo. I don't give a fuck who Cynthia Revo have a kid with. That baby gonna come out looking like Sam Cassell. I gotta get up out of here. I gotta do my metaverse comedy show. Oh, I gotta go. It's been real. It's been fun. We're gonna talk to y'all tomorrow. Tesla and Figaro did some dope shit today on a Breakfast Club. If no breaking news happens tomorrow, I think I'm gonna talk about Tesla on the Breakfast Club this morning. She shredded them motherfuckers to pieces. But I appreciate y'all for listening. Go to DeWanB.com. Hey, I got some Black Friday sales coming up. But my Black Friday starts on Friday. I have up to half off of certain readings. Just giving y'all a hint. I got 25% off all readings coming up. Give out that. But some readings are going to be up to half off. But all my readings are going to be 25% off. My merch store, 15% off everything in the merch store. All my classes, some of my classes are going to be up to 50% off. And there's a different range, but up to 50% off certain classes. My new class that I have starting in January on IEPs, that's going to be on sale all next week. Friday, this coming Friday through Black Friday weekend, through the end of November. I got my sale coming on my website, DeWanB.com, right? So, and I'm getting a new t-shirt. I might have a new t-shirt for y'all too. I'm not sure yet. It depends on how I feel about it. But the whole store is about to be on sale starting this Friday. All right. Go to blisscapsules.com for the legal Amanita. All right. Thank y'all for listening. Remember, there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. I'm out.